The White House putting the finishing touches on a UFC octagon on the South Lawn ahead of the Freedom 250 celebration just 10 days away. But some people in the legacy media are already melting down about it, trying to compare the event to authoritarian shows of power from the past. Listen to this.
If you go back in history, you see sports has in times been used by authoritarian governments like Mussolini to show power, to show strength, to show control. Do you worry about the confluence of this sport in particular and the Trump administration sort of being intertwined?
I don't think like that.
Fox News contributor and former professional wrestler Tyrus joins us now. Tyrus, what's your take on the degree to which Democrats apparently are losing their mind about this?
Yeah, I'm laughing because listening to her try to spit that out, at least there was one part of her brain that was like, this is not a good move. Have you ever heard of the Olympics? Ever heard of the Olympics, madam? The whole point of the Olympics was for countries to show that their young men were more war capable than other young men. That's what the whole point of the Olympics was. It's a sporting event. Just instead of wasting our time, because if you want to play the history game, guess what? People who brought news to other villages and stuff, and they didn't like the news, there was this thing that says don't kill the messenger, because they usually killed the messenger. So it's funny how they like to handpick. Just say what you want to say. I don't like that the president is having a UFC fight at the White House. Just say that. I think there's more. Don't try to reach back and try to find it like, oh, it's Mussolini. This is America, Jack. And we have all kinds of sports, and I think it's phenomenal. I think it's better that we're having some of the greatest athletes in the world from all over the world actually competing in an American-made pastime that they love, opposed to what was going on in the White House yard last administration. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny to me how they just pick and choose. It's awesome, and I love that the President Trump is living rent-free in their head with saying things like maybe he'll keep it up.
I hear you on the messenger thing. I remember the movie 300 when Leonidas kicked the Persian emissary into the well. Al Sharpton went into grief further. Listen to what he said.
There is a connection of why they're having these fights on the White House lawn, the UFO and all the whatever they call it, UFC, and all that, because they're trying to go back to that when they'd watch people have these fights for the slave masters, and they'd be entertained by that.
Fights for the slave masters.
I put my glasses on so I can go like that. Wow, just crazy. That Al Sharpton's race baiting. He's only been doing it for, I don't know, since before I was born. And this is just say you don't like it. I'm so glad that America is so much smarter to fall for this stuff. Now it's a soundbite on the afternoon. I guess we have a slow news week that we need to even echo something out of his mouth. He has been a fraud his entire career. And of course, the slave masters and stuff. This is America, home of the brave and the free. And we're celebrating 250 years because we are those things. And you are blessed to be in this country to be able to say those type of things, no matter how ridiculous, how blatantly false it is. America gives you that platform. And then two young gentlemen like ourselves get to talk about it without grabbing our face too many times. That's America. So you're allowed.
I did want to get your take on this one last thing, because we see there what's called the claw behind the White House. It's the lighting trust for the UFC octagon. President Trump mused on TikTok the other day that maybe he might want to just make that permanent. Listen here.
We're building something in front of the White House that's quite attractive to a lot of people. It's going to have the big UFC fight on June 14th. And I'm looking at it, and maybe we'll never, ever take it down.
The president's likening it to the Eiffel Tower at the 1889 Paris World's Fair, saying that was supposed to be temporary, and it's still there. What do you think? And
I love it, because I don't think he intends that, but I think he knows the reaction. He loves, I think I said it earlier, he loves living rent-free in their head. Doesn't matter what it is. He could have built the most beautiful statue ever seen that everyone who touches it gets 10 years younger. They would still complain about it. Keep it up for as long as you're in the White House, Mr. President. Do you.
Tyrus, great to see you. Thanks for spending time, my friend.
Always a pleasure. Have a great weekend.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.